We're talking college sports in the Deep South where college football is king, and we would like to think that the SEC is the best conference in all of college football, and the SEC West is the best sub-conference. Very competitive, a lot of champions out of that conference. Once again, it's K2 the GOAT for Vernon Speak Sports, mostly talking about Auburn football and the rest of the SEC, not as much as I used to. Want to give a shout out to my fearless and true gang that get it real active in the comment section. I'll need y'all to really bring it today so we can keep this thing going. There's going to be a rigorous 2 months or 3 months leading up to the Evercare Classic. So we got to keep the conversation going as much as we possibly can. War Eagle. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speak Sports. Is going to pop up as Vernon Speak Sports Auburn War Eagle. Now, when we talk about the A-Day game, I was really intrigued by the A-Day game. It's probably one of the more entertaining spring games for Auburn that I've seen in a lot of years. It's definitely way more information than I'm accustomed to acquiring from a spring game. There were a couple of narratives going on. Obviously, the quarterback battle is still in hand. If anyone is believing the media outlets that says Joey Gatewood and Bo Nix are the premier quarterbacks, it's a two-man race, I beg to differ. I think Malik Willis had a great showing in the A-Day game, so I think you guys need to look at this a little bit more objectively. Now, that is not to say that the decision is going to be made and say Joey Gatewood is the starter. But I think we need to obviously bring Malik Willis into consideration. Now, when we look at the A-Day game, we have to understand that there were some missing parts to the puzzle that you're going to see this fall. Of course, you didn't have the services of Anthony Schwartz, who is the fastest human being in college football. He has track obligations. You did not see Sean Shivers, who is not equally as fast, but he's fast as well. Also, you did not have the benefit of some of the recruits. See, what a lot of people don't understand is that you have the advantage sometimes as being an early enrollee. Of course, you had Bo Nix, Owen Pappo, Zion Puckett, Kobe Wooten, Tyler Fromm. They all had the benefit of participating in spring practice, which can, to a certain degree, give the competitive edge going into the fall. However, there's some players that I think are going to be great contributors to the Auburn scope this fall that were not able to participate in spring training. Now, a couple of guys that I would like to mention is Charles Moore, a very talented defensive end out of the state of Mississippi. Auburn typically does not recruit on a high level in Mississippi, but there's some talent in that area. Okay, so Charles Moore, defensive end, he's very versatile in what he's able to do. You see him on film playing multiple positions on the football field, but what I really like is Auburn has this coveted buck linebacker position. This is the position on Auburn that will get you in the league. Okay, you got your predecessors like D. Ford, Carl Lawson, and of course Jeff Holland that honed this position. I think Charles Moore will add to the depth of, Auburn in that particular realm. Big shout out to the Auburn Tigers defense, Kevin Steele and Travis Williams doing an incredible job with the Auburn defense, averaging, giving up only about 19 points per game for the past few years. Definitely upgrades in the linebacker position from what I saw in the spring game. War Eagle. So as we move along, we look at the fact that, Auburn had a very, very great recruiting ad as it relates to Mark Anthony Richards. I love the skill set. As a matter of fact, he reminds me of a much more athletic even version, of Kerryon Johnson. I think Kerryon Johnson was a incredible athlete at Auburn, definitely found his pace in 2017. Mark Anthony Richard has a similar skill set. He's a very versatile running back, probably recruited as an athlete. Auburn has a knack for recruiting these guys who, that has athlete as their attribute, and they turn into very versatile players where you can, convert them over to certain positions. But I think Mark Anthony Richards is definitely solid as a running back for the future of Auburn. Definitely love what I saw of DJ Williams. So Auburn is definitely in a great place as far as that goes. So you got to think about it. The A-Day game didn't give a full, perception of what Auburn will look like because there were just so many players missing, and that's what you're going to find in spring football games. I think Auburn is definitely in probably the best shape depth-wise they've been in quite some time. You can't discount the experience returning. That's something that's going to be key because when you look at Auburn over the years, you talk about 2004 with more than 10 starters returning. Don't know the exact amount. That turned into an undefeated season. You look at 2010 with well over 14 starters returning and the admission of Cam Newton, you turn that into a national championship. Then you fast forward to 2013, you got a little overlap to where some of those players from 2010 could be looking at the prospect of 2 national championships. A lot of returning starters for Auburn in 2013. That translates to an SEC championship and a national championship appearance. The last BCS game was between Auburn and Florida State. All right, so you move on to 2017. Multiple returning starters on the offense and the defense translates into defeating 2 number 1 ranked teams in the same month and a SEC championship appearance and a New Year's Six bowl game appearance against UCF. You also look at 2019 with a plethora of returning starters, including the exciting return of Derek Brown. Could translate, if history dictates, could translate to a 10-win season and a possible run at the SEC West, which we think is the best sub-conference in college football. Very competitive. I think Auburn has some opportunities here, guys. Do not sleep on the Tigers. Fearless and True Gang, let's get active in the comment section about this particular topic. For the most part, I need you guys to subscribe to my channel. A lot of good information about Auburn football. Like, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports. Auburn, War Eagle.